Hello again. In my previous video, I talked about making these simple tatted rings with double stitches and picots. In this video, I'd like to talk about what you can do with those rings once you have them created. If you make the rings all the same size and connect the picots together, you're going to get a straight line. If you connect the picots with different size rings, you're going to eventually get a circle. Alright, so let me just show you a simple flower pattern using joined picots and how to do that. Okay, as we said in the previous video, you're going to start with and this is a rings only pattern, and let's start with, you hold your pinch, put the thread around your hand, and you start with your first stitch. Second stitch. And this simple pattern is rings of 2 picot, 5 picot, 2. So we have the first 2 done. We make the next picot, hold that there, make 5 double stitches, make another picot, and the last double stitch. So now you have 2, 5, 2. Close your ring, bringing the ends together, pinch, pull, and there's your first ring. All right, the next ring, you create the same, take it around your hand, and you want to make the first stitch as close to the base of that ring as you can get it. First half, second half. Second stitch, and now it's time to join the picot of this second ring to the picot of the first ring. And there are 2 ways you can do that, and that's what this hook on the shuttle is for. You can either do it with that hook, or you can do it with a crochet hook. This first one I'm going to do with the shuttle. You take the hook of the shuttle through the, now I think I'm going to do it with the crochet hook. That would be easier to see. Take your crochet hook from front to back, go through the picot, grab your thread, pull up a loop through the picot. Bring that loop up large enough and hold it so that you can take your shuttle back through that. Then you use the tension on your left hand to pull and remove that large loop. And you want the loop thread to be lying close to the second stitch here. And it's joined there. So then you do your next stitch, the first of the 5, and you've joined. 2, 3, 4, 5. Add a picot, close your ring, and your first 2 rings are joined. Do the third the same way. Make your first stitch close to the base of the last ring. Always checking to make sure that your stitches slide. All right, now you're ready to join again. Now, take your shuttle. Some shuttles just have this curved end on it. A lot of tatting shuttles have an actual crochet hook on it, which makes it easier. You don't have to have a separate hook. So, going through the picot, you can grab your thread, pull your thread up through the picot, large enough, hold it there, take your shuttle through, using the tension in your left hand, reduce the size of that loop so it lays flat there, and you've joined. Pinch that, make your next 5 stitches. Four, 5, picot, and just to show you, you can always, that's what it looks like before you slide the knot into place. Once you slide the knot into place, that's what makes it a loop, a picot. There you go. And there's your 2, 5, 2. Close your ring. And you 3 rings done. Do the 4th ring. Close the 4th. Now you're ready to do your last ring. You start that the same way you do any other ring. Make your first 2 stitches. Join to the first picot. Now you're ready to make your last join, which joins the circle. The way I do it, there are many ways to do this. The way I do it, you take the first ring fold it up over so that the picot that you want to join is over the thread that you're going to join to. It's folded. You take your crochet hook from the back to front through the loop, back to front, twist it around, grab your thread, pull it through the loop. Pull up your loop, hold it, take your shuttle through the loop, reduce that loop back to so that it's lying next to the previous stitch, and now you've joined. You pinch that, make your last 2 stitches, make sure that this ring has the correct number of stitches in it and joins and picots. Once you close that ring, you can open it again, but it will be much more difficult. So you want to make sure that's correct before you close it. Once you're finished, you close your ring, and it will seem like it is twisted and it's a twisted mess, but it will be all right. Close the ring, squeezing it, pull that out, and once you lay it flat, you'll see that your picot is lying correctly flat. If you did not twist the join as you're creating it, once it's opened and flat and finished, your picot would be twisted. So twisting it during the join makes it flat once it's finished. I hope that makes sense. And that's all there is to that. And now you have a complete circle with 5 joined picots. So you can, depending on what you're going to do with it, you can either leave the threads long to sew on, or you can tie them off. And if there's not going to be stress on the ends, you can just cut them off, like I'm doing here. But if you want extra security, before you cut those off, just use a needle and thread up your ends, and weave them into your stitches, and then cut them off. And that adds some security. And there's your flower, just like this one. And as I said, the pattern for this is 2-5-2. If you make different size rings, then your flowers are going to be different sizes. If you make different number of rings with different size rings, you can create shapes. And this is what you can do with rings only. I hope this gives you some idea. Thank you for watching.